give a little water for you. Tea, warm water. Warm water. Make it slow. So you can, being farther away, can come closer. Or, yeah. No, and have some question answer. Have some good. No, those who are working, let them work. Om Ashatoma Sadgamaya Tamashoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Avirabir Maedhi Rudro Yatte Dakshinam Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Te Namang Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light and illumination. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om peace, peace, peace. So now, if you have some question, that will be good for me. I need not have to think what to say because I'm talking all the time.
Swamiji, I have a question. What is the essential difference between Taptamasi and Aham Brahmasmi?
Oh, I don't think any difference. These are called Mahavakyas according to the school of monastic tradition. So Tattvamasi, Guru is telling you, not this you, who are real you, is that. Give up the identity which we have in the body, mind, etc. Throw out. Then that Tom is that thought. Take out all the qualities of God also. God the creator, God the nourisher, God is powerful, he has. So take out all these coverings, adjectives about God. Then what will remain? The same consciousness, and that Osi, that there is the identity. So this is the one way of approach. The meaning is the same consciousness. And Aham Brahmasmi, who am I? And then rip up all the 5 sheets one by one. What is I? Is that I? And Brahman, the absolute, where there is no coverings of any, is a God creator, God sustainer, God this, that, whatever definition you give, there is no such adjective you can put it that to that reality. Then that becomes free from all qualifications, qualities. Then what remains is the same consciousness. The same thing. That's the 4 Mahavakyas. According to school of thought, they think in ours is the Aham Brahmasmi, Totapuri, Puri tradition teaches that. And also other denominations. Out of the 10 denominations, there are others also who have their Mahavakyas at their prime practice. That's why in our tradition always say, who am I, who am I, You see so many website full of that lectures and talks. Who am I? Who am I? So, aham, Huh? Ahomosmi. So I think that is the way the two Mahabhagyas work. But it takes long, lifelong sadhana to think that who am I really? And when I come to reach my I, real I, then we see there is nothing I, this small gun. Then what remains, that remains.
In tautology, it appears that we are objectifying something.
When we talk, it is all objectification. Body, this is non objectification. No? The subject is the consciousness. Then it's an objectification. But more objectification.
You say that we are, I hate to say this, but I don't know how else to say it. We are God.
We are not God. That's a mistake. Very foundational mistake is that all the dualistic philosophers think that way, and that creates confusion. The Christianity and everyone said they get shaken that hey, wait, you are God? No, no, we are not God. Swami Vivekananda, simple example: an ant made of clay and an elephant made of clay. Ant cannot say I am elephant, but as the material, earth element, yes, this they are common. There is, I cannot be God. How can you, with the ordinary people with our limitation of our uh, weaknesses and attachments and aversions and lust and yeah, all these imperfections, how can I be God? The Creator, pure, Shuddha Satta. That is a mistake because we, when talk in English term, we make the conception of God, this Judeo-Christian idea of God. No, but it is Bhagavan, such a Bhagavan. There comes such a Bhagavan. That Bhagavan is not talking about any person. The Ajo Pishan, that's the Ajo, unborn. So that indicates the background of that God even. Where the God, Creator God comes from. Creator God comes from somewhere. What is the source of it? And that source is the ocean of consciousness. Is it not the background of a tsunami wave and a little bubble on the ocean are water? But can the little bubble say, I am the tsunami wave? So this is to be understood. We make a mistake. Terminology. That's why it is to be defined. What do we mean by God? If you mean God as absolute Brahman, in our language, sometimes it is expressed that way. And there comes the confusion. That's why don't say anything. That's the point, no? Don't talk about God. You, whenever you talk about Brahman, you make a confusion there. Because you are bringing into duality, the absolute, and brought into the duality. How can it be? That story in the Jogavasi story, we talked about, referred several times. Baskali and his guru, Bardha, or whatever the name, anyhow, guru and disciple. And the disciple came to the guru, Brahmagani par excellence. He said, Sir, I am in ignorance. Please remove my ignorance. Give me the right wisdom. I beg you. Teach me about Brahman. Bas. Guru sits like that. No response. And the student feels embarrassed, no? I'm sincerely asking one question, and he is a guru, and he is not giving any response. So once he said, so many moments passed in silence. And then again the disciple asked, Sir, I'm an earnest disciple. I want to know what is God, what is Brahman. Please teach me. And then again, Guru didn't say that, not even a movement of the lips. So, third time when he felt begged at the feet of the Guru, Sir, please tell me. I want to know what is Brahman like. Then the third time, the Guru opened the mouth and said, my child, I was telling you what Brahman is like. It is called silence. Avang manasa gocharam, no? When you express it, how can it be Brahman? You are talking about God. You are talking about duality. So no, don't use any word, only experience. And in experience, you die. Your this present you, Tom, will be gone. So that means we cannot be God, but we can be Satchidananda. We cannot be big tidal wave, but I can be ocean, H2O. Ocean is H2O, bubble is H2O, big wave is H2O, middle wave is H2O. So it is all H2O, nothing but. So if you say it is H2O, yes, I am that H2O. You are that H2O. God is that H2O, nothing else. But when you say avatar, when you say the God manifested as God, the creator, sustainer, maintainer, you call all these aspects, you are putting adjectives, then you are limiting and limiting and limiting. That's why it says don't limit. That means don't talk. It is to be experienced. That Swamiji's, that poem is beautiful poem, na? The song, when he says, there is Eko Rupa, Arupa, Nama, Varana, Vedohino, Deshohino, Kalohino, Neti, Neti, Viramo, Jatai. That's first he's describing, that absolute, still, Eko Rupa. He's saying even Eko. You may put question, Eko? Eko means there is a concept of duality. But you have to express some way. That's why Swamiji says, Eko Rupa. What is form? Rupa or Rupa, beyond all forms and division and distinctions. Namo Varana Vedohino. It is beyond name, Nama, Varana, color. This distinction between, we are all distinct. This is called knowledge. That's why Ramakrishna said, this is all ignorance. This knowledge, our normal worldly way of understanding knowledge is making divisions, distinction. Hand is separate from my head. So it is different. That's why he is a knowledgeable person. A child, he cannot distinguish what is the head, what is the hand. We teach them, hey, I am making him knowledgeable. But in the spiritual sense, you are making him more ignorant. To get into that Ekarupa, Arupa, Nama, Varana, Veda, Hina, Desho Hina. There is no space. You are describing anything and everything in the space only. God created this world. It's in space. What did he create? In the space. Desho Hino, Kalo Hino, Neti Neti, Biramo Jathai. Where all neti neti ends. You cannot delete this, but you cannot delete that which is the consciousness itself. The play on all the plays on the consciousness, you can delete. But you cannot delete this. So that is the absolute. Sethate uthe karanodhara Doriye Vasana Vesayujala, from that infinite ocean of consciousness, where everything is not this, not this, not this, stands. From that, there Setahote Bohe, there's a feeble stream of desire is appearing. I am one, I shall be many, It's a feeble desire. And that will take into the form of Katoi Namo, Katoi Barano, কত গতি স্থিতি কে করে বর্ণন? Huh? Ki beautiful. Swamiji is speaking from the samadhi to down and describing the whole creation, and all our confusion can be clarified here. You cannot say anything about the absolute Brahman. You cannot say God. When you do, even you say Brahman, that you cannot say. We call Satchidananda. What is Satchidananda? You are just telling something which is wrong. If you say Sat, there is a concept of Asat. If you say Chit, there is a concept of Achit. If you say Ananda, it is a sense of Nirananda. So you cannot express. But it can be. And lastly, Swami says, Bujhe Pran, Bujhe Jar. Only he understands or she understands whose heart. That's also duality. What will you say? If you say anything from the perspective of that absolute, it is imperfect expression. But we have to understand what is indicated by the word tat, what is indicated by the word tam, tattam shodham. It's in your Panchadashi, you will get it. We are soon coming to that chapter.
We had it. We
Already have.
Bhagatyag.
A Bhagatyag. Take out one bhaga, part out, and then add some. Then Bhagatyag, and then there is 2, 3, I forgot what are those. Add something. You take out something, add something. Gangayam Ghoshaha. The Ghosh, Mr. Ghosh's family live on the Ganga. It is a very, very fictitious one. How someone will be living on the Ganga? That means their house is on the bank of Ganga. So you have to add that word, and you have to reject that it is not the Ganga itself. So like the Bhagatyag, Lakshana, that. These are only to understand that cannot be described. These are all indications. Those the rishis are very kind to us. They help us in so many ways to understand. But your question on it is very great. That people, I was facing one time, I went to the church, and interfaith, many people were there, and I am to speak for some time from Vedantic perspective. And I said, I am Atman, etc. But God, what comes intermittently. And that bishop, after I finished and came and we were having tea party, they said, Swami, how can you say that I am God? I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. But it may be word, is the expression of word. We always make the mistake. How can I be God? No, it is not intended to say like that. Swamiji, you are corrected it, no? So it is the God means not Saguna. Saguna Brahma is, see, can you say a small lamp in our room is equal to the light of the sun, the same? Then that lamp can say, I am the sun? No, you cannot say that. How a lamp or a zero bulb can say, I am the sun? No. As sun, you cannot say. As a lamp and sun, there will be difference. But as light, yes, I am light. And that is light. So we should have been very clear on this point, what these expressions mean, and the sages ask us to understand. It's okay?
What do you think God wants with us then?
What is that?
What does God want with us?
God wants us to be merged in Him, love Him and be united. Actually, you want loving language? Okay, I say, love me. When you love me, what happens? People hug. People don't, in the deepest love, no separation. Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. So God wants that you be tuned to that and forget this body, mind, etc. In bhakti also. Real bhakta is who? Who merges into the Ishta. Thinking of God and in the love, it is like a magnet attracting the needle, and it goes, and it becomes so close and it's sucked into it. So where is the devotee then? You may say it is a bhakti. Bhakti is bhakti, the sadhana bhakti. The practicing bhakti is different. But when you become, that is a para bhakti. Supreme love. That's the distinction between ordinary love and supreme love. And ordinary jnana and supreme knowledge. We are jnanis. I am not the body, I am not the mind. I can analyze and I can talk so much big things. But you punch me and then, oh, I am the body. So we are practicing jnani. We are not reached that jnani state. When you reach the jnani state, it's a different thing. You have no body identity. So jnani, bhakta, these are terminology. Practicing period, there is all these differences. But when they reach the culmination, the jiva, actually the individual bhakta, loses his bhakta identity. And they merge into his beloved Lord. And if you merge into beloved at where you are, where are you? In the extreme condition, if you say, I still enjoy, then rasa sadhu, then you are little bit away. And you become the sugar, then what will happen? You have no choice then. Those bhaktas have no choice. They become one. They try to play, and ultimately moment comes when they lose.
Swami, so we can offer our good work to God in backward, but should we also offer our bad qualities or bad work to Him as well?
It depends on the intimacy. If he's my own mom, own dad, don't you say everything when you are kids? What is good and bad for me? When you're children, was there anything bad, or you are dressed up, or you are not dressed up before the mom? We now grow our ego. That's why we have separated ourselves. And then, if you say, as a child, if you say, I am your child, yes, I give everything to you. But better first to learn that I should not do something bad so that I have to give. But if it is anything, it can be given in the fire. Whatever you put in the burning fire, everything becomes ashes, no? But it becomes heat and light. You put something, a piece of wood, it also becomes heat and light. Forget about the color. It will be colored according to the object you put. No, you put some oil, it will have different color. Put some salt, it will have some color. Cooks, you all know. When you put some firewood, it will be one color. But don't go to those areas. Think that light and heat, ananda and consciousness, and of course, existence is there already. No, Satchidanand, it becomes Satchidanand. That's why Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagnu, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. Everything becomes, there is no question. They didn't say only good. In the end of our home of fire, we always chant this mantra. Ita purvang prana buddhi deho dharmadhi karata Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Avasthasu, Manasha, Vacha, Karmana, Hastabhyam, Padbhyam, Udareno, Shishna, Yatkritam, Jaduktam, Jatsmitam, Tatsarvam Brahmarpanam, Bhavatu Swaha. It didn't say, I giving only good things to you. Ita Purvam, till this moment of home fire, ending, last oblation, ita purvam prana buddhi deho dharma karata. Prana dharma, I'm alive for my lively existence. I've killed some animals and these and fruits and this and that. We have life. Whatever I did, good or bad. Ita purvam prana dharma, deho dharma, hunger, thirst, all this. Deho prana buddhi, deho dharma adhikarato. Whatever I have done in Jagrat, In the waking state, he is not saying good things. He is saying, yeah, whatever I have done in my awakened state, everything I have done. It should be sincere, of course. Actually, we don't give. We are very careful. We give and take back. We said, oh Lord, I give you everything. And then next moment, I thinking about that. What type of giving? You give me something and then you think it's my thing again. So it is a gift or it is just a showpiece. So we do say to God, oh Lord, I give you, but I keep it back again and ruminate over that again, second time. So your giving is not perfect. So that's why it is a fire concept. You once give it, it is burnt, and it all this dross is gone. And anything you put, it is becoming heat and light, heat and light, heat and light. I compare it, heat is the warmth, warmth of love, joy. And light is the expression of consciousness. And existence, you can see the fire. So there is existence. Satchidananda. So deho, dharma, prana dharma, buddhi dharma, adhikarato, what have I done in waking state, consciously, unconsciously, and then swapna, in the dream also, our mind, whatever I did good, in the dream also I did good, do good or bad or anything, and deho, jagrat, তারপরে স্বপ্ন সুষুপ্তি অবস্থাসু, even in the deep sleep, জাগ্রত স্বপ্ন সুষুপ্তি, manasa, mentally, vacha, in speech, we say so many things, meaningless statements. Whatever I have done, manasa, vacha, karmana, my karma, good, bad, whatever. Hastabhanga, what I did by hand, what I did by walking, I stepped on some animals, bacteria, killing so much things, Jad kritam, jad uktam, whatever I have done, jad uktam I have said, jad smritam, what is memory. Why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why? All these things, and even the so-called taboo things of life, in spiritual life, I offer everything to you. See the intensity of the sages' instructions. So it is God's word, God-gifted thing, and going back to God. And good and bad should be the beginning stage. We should have to separate out. Otherwise, we'll do a mistake, grand mistake. But when you mature in spiritual life, everything is God's. What is yours? So that's the devotee's devotion grows. They can give everything to God. Don't ask afterwards question. Now put. Yes.
So Maharaj, I have one question. You described beautifully yesterday, last time, Panchadashi in the four states, like three states, and Jagrata,
Swapna,
Sushupti. I think that Jagrata and Swapna is pretty clear that there is consciousness we are experiencing the reality as we are, or unreal real, and also the dream. But when we talk about the Sushupti, there is always this sentiment that how do I'm definitely sleeping and I don't know anything. How do I know?
That time we do not know.
I do not know. But I would argue in a slightly different way. Again, if we may mind.
Okay.
I would say that if you can do it by inference. Suppose I'm
Inference.
sitting here in this room, which is real to me at this moment, and then I really slept very well, and then I get up next morning. Then I will do by inference. Then I'm sitting. I was starting here and I'm ending here, so I must have slept well. So it's an inference rather than saying
Okay.
that. Although it is true that there's consciousness, but
No. So your response gives the reply here. You are saying that you're inferring.
right.
Who will know it is inference? If the previous state, at 8 o'clock I went to bed. 8 o'clock, that moment, there was somebody to understand that. And you say, I was sleeping this time, and then you woke up. I can infer, yes, I slept at 8 and I get up at 6 o'clock. So this time is coming into the for what? Without consciousness, how do you know that this in somebody is not observing there? I am not body, but some consciousness is not there. How will you distinguish 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock?
And then I would say that if you come a little bit lower, scientifically speaking, when the brain is always functioning, whether in a different form, different way. Like when you are, when I'm talking right now, there's one way. When I'm sleeping with the dream, it's another type of function. And when I'm sleeping, it's another type of function. So brain is also contributing to that process. Of course, one may argue that that's really controlled by consciousness.
I think, yeah, brain is contributing maybe, but brain is getting from where? Brain is a tool. It is getting from some source. The background source is the mind. Mind is supplying some information from there. So mind is active. How the mind remains active in the dream? There is some consciousness behind. So if we think deeply, uh, it makes us uh, inference also. I cannot have any inference unless I have some experience.
Or maybe we could put it this way: in deep sleep, when the mind also has subsided, the self is aware of the absence of perception.
Yeah. That's why we do not know. But just think that even because my argument will come this way, that if I say infer, in waking state we have so many inference. There is a smoke, there is a fire. That's inference. Because I have seen many times, this has been proven, that where there is fire, there is a little sometimes smoke comes at the beginning. So there is some memory in me, and some consciousness supplied that memory. If the consciousness is taken out, this brain will be dead. So long it is functioning, whatever neurons are reacting differently, that's a different question. But what is stimulation behind that? You will have to go to mind. And mind analysis, it goes to intellect and ego and behind the consciousness. So I think that we have to accept that consciousness, even to have some inference idea.
Is deep sleep similar to death?
Death and no. Deep sleep state is death, then we will die every day. But if you say in death you do not know, only ignorance. But when you die in the physical sense, you live in your subtle body, where some like a dream body. So it is the death apparent of materially, but you are not dead as such. Because I am dreaming, nobody takes me to the cremation ground. But, but
But in terms of consciousness,
consciousness is always should be there. If we analyze anything, any perception, there is perception, the subject object, and whom to who, what, there is a light needed to illumine that object. No, I may be here, object may be here, there is no light, I can't see anything. So some type of conscious entity, which is mostly compared with the light. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, and from darkness to the light, no? That light of illumination we call. So must have to accept that there is some conscious entity.
The other day, when I was talking to you over telephone, you said that there is no concept of karma. We choose the right and wrong action, and according to our action, there are reactions. So, who makes who makes us choose that wrong way?
Our mind chooses
Why
our
do we do that?
mind, because the same so many opportunities are there in our life. So one chooses to work in this field, another chooses to another field. Who guides them? Their mind, their inclination comes from where? The impressions of the mind. Suppose there is some one type of food, you say, I don't like, I won't take it. Well, why? It does not suit me. How do you know? Because you have previous experience. So in that way, we choose this versus that. But when one sees God everywhere, there is no question of choosing. Behind everyone one sees my Ishta Devata. Then that
In our lifetime, we have chosen so many wrong paths. Why do we?
this is all ultimately passing so for my maturity. We need all these experiences. Experiences are necessary for our spiritual maturity. So, you give advice to any young child, don't do this, do that, and as our mom and dad also did. But the child will take or not take, it is his or her issue. How much you force, and if you force too much, then now that they go out of the grip. So why? Why? You are giving good advice. The choice is there, and choice is dictated by the samskaras, past impressions. But we can change that if I am willing. So what we are willing now? We are trying our best to keep my thought in a different way, so that I look at the world differently, I act differently, to spiritualize my all actions. This is I'm trying to recreate myself.
Follow up on this. So, how much of it is just our samskaras and God's will? Like, how do we
God's will and
God's will and our own,
Oh.
just like paths that we take in life, decisions we take. How much of it that is coming from our impressions and with God's will?
God didn't do any trouble for us, but
Yeah.
it is God's power. You can say God's power. Everything is God's power. That example, God has given us certain power to act certain way. Within that range, I have a choice. But ultimately, beyond that, I have no choice. So that this given section is called self-effort. Within that range, I should do the best. When it is done, the Lord will be kind to extend my rope capacity. Everyone's sadhana capacity to practice, capacity to discrimination, capacity to love God will increase. But we have to exhaust our energy. The three sons in the Bible story, the father gave money to three of his children, and equal amount, and said, okay, you do whatever you like. So after 1 year or some time, he inquired about what is going on with the money. So we know that story. What one son said, what you did with the money? Oh, you gave the money, we have so many friends, and we went for fun and joy, and then money is all exhausted, gone, zero. But I have enjoyed. Okay, father said, okay. Second son said, oh, you gave me, I very respectfully kept it in the safe vault or bank account. So I have not, that's why I preserved. Third one said that I did it and I doubled it by putting my whatever I can do. Then what? The father gave money to whom? The third one. So we have been given certain range of rope of doing what we can do. We can be focusing on that power given to us and exhaust our power. If it is done, then more and more power comes. That's why it's a mind expands. Spirituality is the expansion of the mind, no? And that's the purity we call purity. The purity means like that.
Maybe,
Ah.
yeah, I mean, even in Japan, the mind wanders around all the time. Like, how to.
And that is the common question of all of us.
What was the question?
Mind moves here and there, how to control that. So whole Patanjali Yoga is talking about that. So, ekotattva bhasa, thinking of one object again and again. That's why our guru, ishta, mantra, all this act. To think of, mind runs here and there, focus it, focus it, focus it. Pratyahara, prati, towards your own conceptual ideal of God, your ishta devata, you, aharan means pull, collect. Collect your mind going wherever, pull it and focus it in the choicest place. What Guru teaches us to follow that. Pratyahara. Then it will not do that because we have allowed the mind to go wherever it liked. We never control. Some pampered child in rich man's home. What happens? One pampered child, his dad is in the college, so dad was very happy and he has the ability to give, so he gave his credit card. First the boy got the credit card, and father found that next month the first bill is coming $10,000 over. Then he called his son, hey, what did you do in 1 month? $10,000. But oh, you gave the money and we have friends. We go for this, eating in this restaurant, that restaurant, and go for fun and rent a car and go this and $10,000 a month. So this is the point, no? So mind, we have allowed, go. I want to see this, go. I want to eat this, go. I want to run here, okay, go. Never we have trained our mind not. It is not good, not analyzed. It is the, you can go, but have you thought that it is good or bad? It will bring joy ultimately or a momentary joy. These all types of things. We cannot keep our mind empty. You have to fill the mind always with something. Spirituality also. You can say, hey, don't do this. No. You have to say what you have to think about. As Shankara says, Manobuddhi ahankaro chittani nahang 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 shivoham shivoham shivoham. There's a dual action. You have to treat the mind. You cannot say, hey, don't go there. Don't go there. Where shall I stay? You come here. There is higher joy. There is candy. No, there is ice cream. Okay. So this struggle goes on whether God candy will be here and I shall go there, or other attractions. And because we have joyfully connected with the outside, so it became really a very easy thing for us to see the point, the joy from outside. But no joy is outside. All joy is here. And then Patanjali says, no. When the chitta vritti first, it happens. And when you get the object, vritti says, ah. When you say, ah, the vritti subsides. And immediately the joy springs us up. So the joy is not coming from outside. We think that I got the I desired object. That's why it's happy. But the happiness is all happened here. External stimulus created some wave. I'm to get. And then when we get it, then we say, wow. And that wow sense is the joy. So it is that mind was not trained, so we start training the mind by analyzing the good and bad, pros and cons of it. And we can also sometimes the expert parents, they say, hey, don't do that. And they say, no, I'll do, I don't know, okay. Then some parents say, okay, go experience yourself. But come back and tell me what is your experience. Really, when really you give that freedom and you watch, normally we don't watch afterwards. We tell mind, go, okay, go one time. One time becomes 2 times, 10 times, 20 times. And I get so much attached to that. I like it again and again and again. So, but the watchful mind, then he say, okay, go. And hey, what was your experience? Call your children to talk to them. Hey, you went, you wanted to have great joy, no great fun. What about this? No, I have great fun. But do you ask second time? Well, yes. But if you are fulfilled, then why you are asking second time? So just to talk to mind and be watchful, what you call it, parent, buddhi should be. And then gradually, if he understands, no, this is not good for me, that is better for me. It is short-lived, it is long-lived. Like that, we can teach our mind. Yes, we like to go to this commitment of this weekend party. Okay, go. We have to go as a social duty also. Go there. And then you tell, okay, I'll go this week and this party and see how long I am happy and how much joy I get. And suppose I go to a music where is bhajan going on and everyone is absorbed in bhajan. It created a spiritual atmosphere, no? You go there and join it. We have to watch our mind, okay, which is better? Which gives you lingering peace? Like that, if we analyze, gradually mind will understand, no, this is much better. So why should I go? Using the same time, we can get this special benefit. So that is the way we train our mind, and we all have to practice that. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat, Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Got to your Yes, ma'am. Where is how much?
I'll do it.
No, it is ending.
Yes.
I'm saying how many people.
Oh, how many?
Like